Well, let's take a moment of silence too and just stillness and sort of listen in together and touch our hearts and remember why we're here and um, hold space for what it is that wants to emerge that is the highest service for all of us, for the planet.
Yeah, I went to the ocean.
Thank you for that. And it's been some time since we've had a call, since I've needed to pull back because of Buddy's cancer. And I can maybe share more about that again at the end of the call if people are on and haven't heard anything. But Emmanuel, it has been some time, and there's been so much going on at the center. And you do have visitors; we can hear them in the background. It's wonderful that you have that company there. But maybe go ahead and just we'll share the video as well. But share what you'd like to can and will about what's happening at the center these days. Such challenging times, but so much beautiful stuff happening.
Thank you so much, Larry. And yes, it has been quite a bit some time before we have this call, and I'm happy to be here with you. So thank you so much, and welcome, dear friends. As we speak right now, I have visitors from Europe, Astrid and her family. They have been here in Kenya since the 28th of August, and they went for safari in Tsavo East and to visit the wild animals, and they were lucky to be hosted by lions, giraffes, elephant, and many other animals. And they were staying in a hotel, and they were there for 4 days. And then after the 4 days of the safari, they arrived at the Magarini Children's Center, and they have been they are sleeping there. They have been there until this evening. We have come together to Marafa for just to see a very good natural place where they could see and visit. So they are here with me this evening. We are going to have dinner together, and then I will take them back to the center to sleep. Since we left each other at the Magarini Children's Center, many things have been taking place. And this year has been the most difficult year than the year of lockdowns and not moving. That is 2020. Everything was locked, but at least that year was different from now, because in 2020 we could harvest, we did have rain, but this time of the year until now, we don't have rain yet. It is very dry, and we have not harvested anything from the farms. And this really had brought very difficult times for the children to feed them and to have food for them. And until now, the children have food from the money that was raised by friends and from Sage and other people, other friends, supporters of Magarini, who supported the food for from August until now. We are still, but we were looking forward, maybe if we shall have rain, we may have our own harvest, but this is not near because there's no rain yet. So we are still looking forward maybe to get support to buy food, maybe in the next month. So that is about the drought. We normally do irrigation, but this time we did not do irrigation because there's been a competition of water. The community needs the water. The children need the water. And to do irrigation was not possible because that means we deny water of the community. And doing that, we could not be able to create peace So we have been creating peace by providing water to the community and the children, but not doing irrigation. And that was because we did not have enough storage for the water. We had only 20,000 liter tanks. So it was very little to irrigate and also to serve the community. So we have been looking for making like a water storage to have a water tank. And as we speak right now, we have the water tank is almost in the next 1 week, it will be ready to get water, to store water inside, because we got the support and we almost finishing the water tank so that we can store water, and this will solve the problem of community will get water, the children will get water, the farm will get water, and at least we will be able to irrigate again and grow some food for the children. So that is happening and it is going on. In terms of infrastructure, there have been great changes at the center, because the buildings that we had for classrooms, we had a building of 8 classrooms that was 4 on top and 4 on the ground floor. This building is now on the finishing stage. It's almost done, and soon the children will be in using those classrooms. We have the boys' dormitory is almost finished. Now we may need beds, to put beds in the dormitory, but we have almost is done. And we have the other project of like planting trees. We have been uzapata pesa. So sorry for that. So for the last since this year started, we have been also planting trees by adding some water and providing water for these trees, and now they have grown to this size and they are very good. And also we have now a project of having the female staff quarter housing is also under construction, and the chickens are still very healthy and they're producing eggs for the children at the center. They're producing eggs, and the pigs are also healthy and they're doing well. So this has been happening, and it is very much getting a very different shape and change of the center, how it looks like. We have also increased the camping site where visitors can stay at the center. We have now 4 tents with a capacity of 8, and now we can hold like 10 visitors at the site with the tents that we have. So that is been happening, and we wanted the solar panels that we installed last time is still working very well, and with the new buildings, then we need to add more panels and storage, energy storage. So we are still working on that, but as per now, the most priority has been gone to food and the current food and current activities that have been happening. So that is what I can share for now. The issue of water will soon be resolved after the water tank is ready. We are going to have water, but I don't know about the food scarcity, because until we have rain, otherwise this may continue for for some time until we have rain. So that is how currently we are faring at the Magarini Children's Center and Organic Farming Demonstration Farm. Thank you so much. And we have been also, every year we participate in International Peace Day. And this International Peace Day, we create awareness to the community on the importance of peace, especially peace from the soil, by how do we take care of the soil and create peace through it. So here what we do is we create this awareness. We plant trees during this day, and also we celebrate together with the community. And this year, the International Peace Day will be on the 21st of this month. And we are also on the preparation that we can participate. So far, that is what I may share. If you have any questions yeah, I'll be happy to answer. Thank you so much for having time and joining this meeting.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Just open it up to questions and reflections. And by the way, I'm noticing too that Stu, I was introducing you as Claude, and so
my name has changed. That's all right.
yeah, well, I was so surprised to see you. I wasn't anyway, but it's Stuart and not and Claude is Diane's nickname here. So, but really a treat to have you guys here. So thank you. Let's see.
Where do you get where does the water come from that you're storing?
The water, only in 2017 we managed to dig a borehole at the center. So we have a borehole at the center that is 200 meters deep, and the water that we want to store is right from the borehole. We used to have the borehole, but we did not have our storage. So we had only like two small tanks that are with a capacity of 10,000 liters only. So now we have a bigger storage that we can, if it's ready, we can use same water from the borehole to store them. And at least when we store the water pump can rest.
So also, Stu, just for notice, before 2017, they had to travel, what, 10 to 20 kilometers to get water for the children. And now in the drought, other wells have gone dry, and now the community around there are traveling up to 20 kilometers to come to the center to get water. So it's put an enormous load on demand for water from the center.
And you have power there for that?
The borehole has like 16 solar panels that generate the water pump, and with that we have been using that solar panels.
Good. Good.
And you can change every time.
Yeah.
What is happening with solar panels, Emmanuel, for the new building? What's the status of?
The new building has no panels. We only have panels for the other classrooms that we installed, and with the support from the US Embassy, we have that. We still have that, but it's not sufficient to supply all to the new buildings and to the 8 classrooms. And the one thing I forgot to report is that last month we got also support to get computers for the children. So now we managed to buy to get 12 computers. So right now we have 14 computers at the center, and then the Astrid and family, they brought 2 laptops that will be used at the center. So these computers we are going to have a class for where the children can learn about these computers.
Huge thing. Wow, that's great. Emmanuel, what's the status of funds for buying food next month?
We still have the funds from Sage last time, but this would take us for August and September. So maybe as from October, if we don't have the rent, then we may need food.
Okay.
But for now, we still have the money to buy the food. Yeah.
What's your biggest need right now?
Food.
Food.
Yeah, I may say food because without that, the other needs are secondary, because yes, we need to build to add solar, to add solar storage for the other buildings. But even if we do that, if we are hungry, then it may not be.
What does it cost per month?
Yeah.
What does it cost per month for food in US dollars?
Yeah, for per month we can use like a 1,000 US dollar. That's like 110 or sometimes 105,000 Kenya shillings that can buy food to feed the children at the center for 1 month.
Emmanuel, that was 1,000 US dollars.
Yes.
1,500.
1,000.
1,000. Okay. And how many children do you currently have there?
Currently, we have 2. We are still on the number of 282.
282.
And yeah.
Okay.
And what we do is that we make when we get the money, we buy 2 types of food. We buy corn flour. This corn flour, we make ugali out of that. So we buy like 50 bundles of ugali, and then we buy like 10 or 20 small bags of rice. So when the children want to eat food, they can eat food, and then we use the eggs as supplementary to add to eat with ugali, and sometimes we use it with beans, and if they want, sometimes they say that they want to have meat, we don't buy meat. The pigs sometimes sacrifice their lives and then we get proteins for the children. So we try to balance the amount we get from support we get for food, and also what we can have locally, we can produce ourselves in terms like the eggs. Right now, the eggs, instead of maybe we could buy a lot of eggs, but we have now eggs that the children can eat. And when they eat this, then what we have locally and what we get at least is supporting us to move a little bit for more days.
What could we do to help you the most?
Good question. And follow your heart. If you follow your heart, you'll do the most, because I cannot put like maybe do this or do this, but maybe as we have shared this, then if you want to support the most, I think we save their lives by giving food.
It's better for you to buy the food there though, isn't it? Or is there no food there?
Yeah, we in our local area there is no food, but in the nearest town we can buy food.
So
we can buy food.
Yeah, Claude and Diane, there is I don't know if you remember, there's a nonprofit in Oregon, International Peace Group, and I'll put that link up or send it to you if you want to make a donation there, that you can do tax deductible donations. There's one well that we put in, as Manuel said, in 2017, and the larger vision includes adding another well so that there's a second well, because water is life.
Yeah.
And so on. There's been so much infrastructure development in the last just few years. It's amazing. Somebody from Denmark donated money for boys' dormitory. And so that's, as Emmanuel said, that's being finished now. And
the boys' dormitory and the water storage.
And the water storage, that's right, yeah. And do you still need money for the beds for the dormitory?
Yeah.
So you need money for the beds for the dormitory, and do you need money for desks for the school building and so on?
Yeah.
And Claude, Diane, your questions are great. It's great that we have sort of a small call. So if you have questions, this is really a wonderful opportunity to.
Yeah. Sorry. One thing that I forgot to share with thank you, Larry, for mentioning that. Also, for the last 2 years, let's say 2019 and 2020, 2019 was our first year where our children from the center joined the whole country doing the national exam for them to be able to go to a high school. So in 2019, we had 15, and they did very well, and they all went to high school, and we got support to support them for the high school for 4 years, that full course from our friends in I think in Oregon, they supported that, and then they all went to high school. Also 2020, where this year 2021 they joined again high school, we had 19. So these 19 children also did very well and they were able to get very good schools. By this time, we had the government also supported 2 children for 4 years, and we had the Equity Bank also supported 3. So out of 19, 5 were got supported by bank and the government, and then the 14 they also get support from the same friend and supporter of Magarini Children's Center, and they also, this family paid for them again, and now we paid again for 4 years, and they are all like from the Magarini Children's Center to high school. Then their education was also catered for, of which it could be very difficult for them to be able to have this kind of education. So we also very grateful and lucky to have friends like you whom did support. So thank you so much. And also I want to thank you, Bill, right from my heart, very big, because the time you joined, you gave like a vision of all what was needed, maybe infrastructure, what can be, and then we got like a rough figure of which it was like, this is crazy, it cannot be done, it cannot be doable. And then as we speak right now, out of those 259 thousand US dollar, almost 200 has been raised.
Right.
Almost. So it just followed the structure as you gave. So you came in and you gave a very wide thinking on now and beyond. So thank you so much for that. It was a huge learning for me.
Well, thank you, Emmanuel.
Yeah.
It is a way of envisioning,
Yeah.
and when you envision in your mind, you imagine, then you can actually allow that to manifest on the ground.
Yeah.
So, so hopefully, we'll continue to go on raising more money and having a bigger vision. So one of the things that probably you and the rest of the team need to do is to go do the same thing again. To really basically map out what you need, like it's just been described what you need. You need the solar storage for dormitories, you need books, you need desk, you need a new well. You need storage for the new well.
Yeah.
And I think I mentioned you need energy, solar panels and storage for the building. And so if you put all that down, and if it turns out to be another $200,000 or whatever it is, you know what you're working toward. Because again, people can fill in where they need to fill in or want to fill in.
Yeah, you are right. You are right.
So I would urge you to just do the same thing and sort of play with the fact that you maybe have $200,000 available to you, and that how would you spend it?
Yeah.
And then you manifest $200,000 by just blocking and tackling on the ground, doing each one of those things.
Yeah.
Can you do that? Can you do that,
I don't think
No, I mean, everybody. I mean, it's just, it's just for Manuel and you, Larry, both of you have, your best, the best perspective from which to do it. It'll take a lot of time.
Yeah.
You also need food, and potentially you need food for October. And you may need food for the rest of the year. So if it's $1,000 a month, you put that in there too.
Yeah.
So imagine what your needs are and then put it forward and then manifest it.
So we did do sort of a visioning PowerPoint kind of piece 6 months or so ago, maybe a little longer, Stu and Diana. And it's part of what's being referenced here is it's time to update that vision. Take into account like the boys' dormitory was just a dream at that point, as was, the classrooms and all of that has come through since then. But part of that vision also, just sort of FYI, includes a medical clinic because there is no such thing in the local community. And so it's we dream out in, the campus, so to speak. That is part of this bigger dream. And yeah, so now we need another champion for the updating the PowerPoint, huh?
I think so.
So, and it is a real testament to Emmanuel, your dream there, and Jessica's that you had when you started out under a tree, with 3 kids. Who could have ever dreamed that this is what would have been happening, and yet you keep showing up and listening to the soil. What maybe this is the time to sort of transition here, and what is this vision, Emmanuel? Can you just speak to the vision that you would see? What do you?
Larry.
Yes, Barbara.
Hi. I'm sorry, I come in late. I also have a question.
Great.
And the year before, the students that left after 8th grade, they were really good with their grades. And I think I heard you say that this year again, they had like, even though being a very rural area, they performed well. Is that true?
Yes.
So can you tell us something about the team, or is it because you combine the agriculture with the learning, or how can you explain that?
I think the children at the center, they have a lot of yes, we do the curriculum as per the government way, but when the children are at the center, we have the farm, and they join the farming, and they do work with the people, with the community, and also with the teachers together. And then they have that time. Also, they have the time to play, to be in the field to play. And we have a sports teacher who takes care of that. And he makes sure that the children are very active and they really interact outside. And I think this has made them to grow in full potential towards their mind development in terms of taking care of nature, in terms of taking care of themselves, in terms of taking care of their own talents, like playing and singing. And we also have this time to speak with them. At least once or twice a month, we have this campfire that we bring them together and we listen to them. They speak freely. There is no protocol. We sit there, and if they have anything they want to share, they share. And the teachers are there, they listen, and this helps to create this environment for themselves to develop even more good. So I think it is how why they are doing good is because their mind is not only fixed on a straight line, but it has a diversity of things that can be done, and that helps themselves to develop their mind. And loving the soil always, if you love the soil loves you back. And that means you are being even more creative, more, yeah, I think that is why they did so well. And I'm happy that they managed. I don't know because of the schools that they went, but most of the schools that I visited where these children are, I had to visit the schools, and I saw there is a sort of garden, a sort of some farm. So I think this farm activities has been in the minds of also the government to develop children in terms of working in the farm. So for me, I feel working with the hands in the farm, putting the hands in the soil is part of our personal development, regardless of our age. But I feel with the children at their age, they feel it more even deeper, and their mind develops in a different way of diversity. And this helps them to discover their own potential.
Mhm. Okay, it gives me an idea that maybe they are more present with their full personality, which allows them to study but also work in the fields. It's not so different from home or what they knew before. Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks. Okay, Larry, you already started the next part. I'm sorry I interrupted.
No. That was great. It was a great question, and it's good background too for Diane and Stu here. So just to sort of restate that, I mean, in rural Kenya, your students are scoring very high on the national exams, which is just great. And in fact, the government gave some, like 3 to 5 students, funded them to go on to school. Is that correct, Emmanuel? To the national school?
Yeah, the government, because they got a higher mark, they supported these 2, and then
It could be my internet or
also the bank that those who had also higher mark. So because all of them had good marks, but they took the most with the higher marks, like 350 and above.
so yeah, that's a real testament to the education that's being provided at the center. So that's part of the dream too, though, is to like right now students go to the 9th grade. Is that right?
Yeah, 8th.
Eighth
Now
grade.
they go to the 9th grade.
Now
If
they'll
they
go to
leave the center, they go for the 9th grade.
Right, but to be able to add a 9th grade to the centers, and then maybe add a 10th, but eventually fill that out so they can stay and get a full, complete education at the center eventually. Would be part of that dream.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Any other questions that anybody wants to throw out? Okay. We usually try to close these calls with just sort of opening up a moment, Emmanuel, for you to share something that's on your heart. And is there something that's moving in you at the moment that you just care to share?
There was I did not get you. You are frozen, so I could not get you clearly.
Okay. No, it's just, we try to close these calls with a moment of just reflection from you in some way. And International Peace Day is coming up. you've also just been doing some, you will use that to plant some trees, I believe, in some way too. But would you just care to share something about what's moving in your heart around the soil or peace in the heart, or whatever you'd care to share?
Thank you, dear Larry, for that. Basing on experience and my life, I feel the soil is the key for creating peace, because if we take care of the soil by making it more alive, then we add our value to our own lives. And this has been happening right at the center, because taking care of the soil has brought a lot of healing to the children. As we do support vulnerable children and orphan children, then this has brought a really healing, because everyone whom goes and taking care of the soil, you tend to create a way of taking care of themselves. And taking care of themselves, they create peace within themselves. And this has now gone beyond with the community. When the community come to work at the center, we work together. And as we work together, we solve our problems together. And then this brings peace within ourselves. So we have been looking forward to create even more awareness on how can we create peace with nature. How do we reclaim our relationship with nature? And what we have found is that if we help the soil to heal its wound, then we are healing our own wound. And by doing that, we are planting trees. We are using no chemicals to the soil. And we work with no heavy machines, but we work with our hands. And we take a lot of time preparing the land. So this brings the relationship within the heart of the people and the life of the soil beneath. And this has created a peaceful environment for all of us. And as we envision the International Peace Day, we are focusing on not only peace with the children or peace with the community, but peace with the environment, with nature at large. And that's why we let the community understand the importance of planting trees as we try to heal ourselves, we try to heal the land too. So that is our vision, our vision towards building peace.
Okay, thank you, Emmanuel. Any final comments, questions? Anybody want to throw anything in here? And I want to welcome in Tom and Marjorie. I just saw that you guys had joined, and welcome. Tom, I can't hear you. It looks like
Emmanuel, do you, what about the COVID? Do you have to deal with that also in your area?
Yes, we have to deal with that, because we have to take all the precautions from the Ministry of Health. So sometimes we had installed washing hands ponds at the center, so that children, when they come at the center, they wash their hands. And also they have masks, though sometimes they wear the mask, sometimes they forget, but they have it on their gear. And the good thing is that we have not been having some cases in our area. And until now, we have been free or not. When in 2020, we also closed, we did not receive any visitors locally and non-locally, we really closed. But now this time is opening and people have been getting vaccine. So people now are starting to travel, and we have been hosting some visitors. Like last month, we hosted 2 children from Egypt who came as intern, and they were good. And also now we have the Kunat family, and we have 1 volunteer from Italy who has been here for almost 4 weeks now. Yeah. But we still take care of the precautions as per the government Ministry of Health. Yeah.
Hey, Larry, I have to, and Manuel, I have to exit the call.
Yes.
I'm run out of time, so I gotta.
Bill, thank you. Great to see you.
Good seeing you.
All right. Big love. Yeah. Hug to you.
Thank you, Bill.
Okay, talk to you
Okay.
later.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Bill.
Emmanuel.
Yeah.
I couldn't help but be touched by Emmanuel's discussion about how the soil, and I
Ach
was
so,
just
ja,
reflecting,
Hintergrund. Das kenne
that
das ist ein lustiger Trick.
we have communities that are adjacent to the community I live in. And now we're talking about environmental justice, because not only do they not have soil or trees, they only have concrete and macadam, but they have water that has lead in it, and they have polluted air. And we wonder why they're struggling to make it.
I feel you. I feel you, Tom. I feel you.
Thank you. In some ways, the students at your school have a better opportunity than some of the students that live less than a mile from me.
Call it what? Thick. Is the same as the weight, the height of the from the bottom of the weight.
Thank you, Emmanuel.
Thank you for sharing, Tom. Thank you so much.
That's when it starts to
Thank you, Tom, for that reflection, and that's powerful.
crumble and make it fall. So what makes
Yeah, really powerful. And here's a piece too, International Peace Day coming up. Emmanuel, do you need support funds to help with that in any way?
Yes, we normally were previously for making it bringing community and celebrating together. We raised like 1,200 for that day. So we have been asking some friends to if they can support that. And last year, I think it was on Monday, I received 500 euro for that. So if we get like $600 or $700, it will make all this very colorful.
And how many community people do you expect?
Last time we celebrated the International Peace Day was 2019.
Mhm.
And in 2019, we brought like 800 people from the community, and with the children's center, all the children. So we were around like 1,200 people all together.
It's a real impact.
And with that, we raised the awareness of tree planting, and many people now have been planting trees or that year many people planted trees. Now that we have drought, many people have not planted, except us at the center. We have been planting trees because we still have some water from our borehole.
Okay. Um, Okay. I don't know how to wrap this up today. And, say thank you to everyone for showing up. Are there,
We have Severin, the son of Astrid.
wonderful. Nice to meet you, son.
Yeah. Yeah. Good.
Okay. And Barbara, you have your husband there and your daughter was on earlier. That was sweet.
Yes, Markus has joined and he can hear us too. Hi, Severin, grüß dich. Hallo.
Or-
Hello,
And,
Marcos.
Hey, Manuel.
Nice to see you.
and I want to add, I was very touched by what Tom was saying about the children in the very unfortunate circumstances close to his house, and what happens to me also in these calls when I hear how the children at the center can go to farm and then to school, and how the school buildings are open. I also sometimes think we learn also so much and get inspired also to work in our home environment by having this center in difficult conditions, but also doing so I'd say they create a vision we can share and get inspired. So it's truly one way around, and hearts opening here on the call also gives energy to see more here in my home environment. Yes.
Thank you for sharing that. Thank you for sharing, Barbara.
Thank you.
We can all learn from one another and support one another. It's so touching.
Yeah, and I apologize once again. I'm cooking while we are here on the call, so I go in and out, but that's also shared roles.
Yes, it's beautiful, Barbara. Well, thank you to everyone. Hey, that's a great place to sort of transition here, and we'll look to do another call as soon as I can pull it together. And appreciation and love and hugs to all. And one heart, one soil, one planet, one water.
Larry, with Dottie on our minds, please say I with Dottie on our minds.
I will, Barbara. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it, and just really love to all. Such a beautiful group of people that gather around these. Thank you, everyone. We'll be in touch. All right. Wonderful to have you, Diana and Claude.
Thank you.
Stu, and everyone. Okay. You can unmute and say goodbye if you like.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank
Goodbye, all.
you.
Okay.